before I was born. And there was nothing really worth remembering about any of them.
So Grandad Wells got his horsiness from his dad.
Yes.
So
But
did
his horsiness from his dad, but my dad had got the brains to think of other things as well.
yeah, because he was quite a businessman, really.
Oh, you've got it. He was naturally a businessman. It made a big difference.
So your granddad, Grandad Wells's dad, just worked for someone else all of his living life, and that was it. Yeah. Whereas Grandad Wells went on to buy the hotel, and so he went from the pig farm to the hotel.
Oh, that's right.
Didn't
yes,
he?
My dad was always wanting to think of something that would make a lot of money, and his dad was never like that.
No.
I don't think. And his mother, I never did know, so I can't really comment on her. But, it's interesting to know what people did, but in those old days like that, there wasn't a lot of opportunity for people, really. I think my dad and his dad were pretty good to do anything.
I think also once they had a job, they generally stayed in it.
They worked so hard to keep the job.
Yeah, whereas
they didn't have a chance to think what else they could do.
Whereas Grandad Wells was into opportunity. Absolutely. He saw opportunity.
Absolutely. You could see his brain going round. He'd be smoking his cigarettes and thinking, what can I do to make some money?
Yeah.
He was a good dad, but he didn't. He did drive us down to Hastings every now and again in his little car.
For a holiday?
Not holidays, no, just for the day.
Oh, right.
Shopping, that sort of thing.
To Hastings? Well, where would you have been living then? Wouldn't you have been in Essex?
We were near Bodiam. Or, do you know Hawkhurst?
Yes, yeah.
They were near Hawkhurst.
Oh, I thought you lived in Essex.
Oh no, that was before that. This was before Essex. This was when we were small enough to put us in the back of the car and go off.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. Hawkhurst is really pretty.
Hawkhurst was about a couple of miles from us.
Yeah, right. Huh.
Yeah, I fell in the pond. There was a pub on the other side of the road from where we lived. We lived on the edge of the big park, you know,
right,
with all the horses on it, the ponies on it.
Yeah.
And there was a pond on opposite the pub on the other side of big main road from Hastings.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, yes, yeah. And I sat there, it was a hot sunny day, and I sat looking down. I sat on the steps because the steps went right down, and I could see little squiggly things going. Oh, I wonder what they could be. Next thing I knew, I was in the pond. I just managed to, because the steps went right down.
Yeah.
Just managed to catch my foot.
Well, the water draws you in as well, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Don't you think when you're looking at it?
That's right.
You don't get the perspective.
Yeah. I managed to get one foot on, and I got a pretty summer dress on, and clambered up and went indoors.
No. So that explains why Grandad wanted to move back to sort of Catsfield and what have you, you know, when they bought the hotel.
Yes, because
that makes sense, because that never made any sense to me. How is it they moved from Essex down to the hotel? But actually it's because he came from that area in the first place.
It was all to do with the war.
Ah.
As soon as Dad heard that there was going to be a war, he thought, money.
Really?
Yeah.
How does that work out? What do you mean he thought money?
Munitions.
Right.
He went straight into musicians.
Munitions.
He moved. He told Lady Hope to stick her job. No, he wasn't rude to her. He'd never be rude to her. They moved up to near Hounslow.
Okay.
Middlesex.
Yes, yeah.
And found another school for us, and Dad went off and got himself a job building, you know, the ACAC guns that fire and da-da-da-da-da.
Really?
Yeah, he's making those.
Oh.
He went from looking after ponies and horses.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And lots of people would come up to Dad if he went to the shows and things like that and say, well, how lovely to see you, because they thought of my dad and horses.
Yeah.
But now it was ACAT guns, the ones that they put on a lorry and drive round the streets.
Okay.
So as soon as you heard that, you knew that there was a raid because you heard the guns start, and we were down into the shelter. Mum and Dad put a big double bed down in the shelter and built the shelter over it. What they didn't know was that it got a foot of water underneath the bed.
Oh no.
So we were sleeping in the bed with a foot of water underneath it.
Oh God, that's awful.
It didn't make much difference because that was only just at night time. And our dog on the bed as well.
Right, keep you warm.
And my dad, of course, wasn't there because he was working nights
in the munitions factory. Yeah.
What you call it?
The munitions.
Yeah, he was doing that.
Yeah.
He was doing
With the gun things, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I don't know what you call them.
They used to come round on lorries and stop at the end of the street and fire from there.
Right.
So you knew that there was enemy planes up top when they
Really?
did that.